Imagine it's the springtime. You just got your tax return and you finally decided to get that Apple Watch you've been thinking of. But once you get to the store, there's so many options, you're not sure which one to get. Well, welcome to the BAM Apple Watch Buyer's Guide 2022. I'm Cole, and today we're going to take you through all the best options as of this January. Before we begin, let's get past the Apple Watch family tree. Now, they've been in production since 2015, when the Series 1 came out. Ever since then, there's been a new one every year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there was an SE, and last year's Series 7. Now, I'd like to review and recommend all of these. But unfortunately, because watches aren't as powerful or as fast as phones, they get left behind even faster. So because of that, we'll be focusing only on watches that currently receive the latest software updates and thus have all the features. That would be the Series 3 and forward. Now, the only ones Apple currently sells are the Series 3, which starts at $199, the SE at $279, and the Series 7 at $399. However, that's not your only option if you don't mind stepping outside of the Apple Store. If you're willing to look at places like BAM or other resellers, you'll often find the other versions of the watches and at lower prices. For instance, at BAM, we have the 4 and the 5, a lot cheaper than when they came out. Now, the Series 3 was released in 2017. It was among the first of the watches to have water resistance, and it came in two sizes, 38mm and 42mm. It was also the first one to come with a cellular version. Now, it's one of the most popular Apple Watches ever made, which is likely why Apple still sells it as a budget option, for $199. We here at BAM have it for $149. Now, the Series 3 is a fine budget smartwatch, and especially good for new users. It's got watchOS 8, it's water resistant, but it's also smaller, slower, and has less storage, which can be a problem when wanting to save music offline for a run or downloading new updates, which it also probably isn't going to receive. In 2018, Apple released the Watch Series 4, which for the first time included two new screen sizes. Instead of 38 and 42mm, the watches were now 40 and 44mm. It also came with a much more advanced and 2 times faster processor inside, so it was a lot snappier. Now, the Watch 4 is another great Apple Watch for first-time users who want a little more speed and a little more screen than the Series 3 offered. At BAM, we have it for $199, the same price that you could get a Series 3 from Apple. The Series 5 in 2019 brought a huge change to the Apple Watch line. For the first time, it had an always-on display. Before this, Apple Watch screens would go dark, and a wrist tilt would wake them back up. The Series 5 was different in that the watch always stayed on in a low-power state. It also came with the ability to take an electrocardiogram from your wrist. Cool. The Series 5 started at $399, but here at BAM, we've got it for $289, which makes it a fantastic watch for a great price. In 2020 brought the Series 6, which was very similar to the Series 5 in a lot of ways, just with some refinements. The always-on display got 2.5 times brighter, the chip inside got about 20% faster, and they added an always-on altimeter and a blood oxygen sensor. And the Apple Watch SE was released alongside it, which was essentially a Watch Series 4, but with the processor from the Series 5 to make it a little speedier. The Series 6 is a great watch for those who don't mind spending a little bit more to be up there with the latest and greatest specs. And it can still be found at a lot of places for close to or its original price, $349 to $399. Now, the SE is still available from Apple for $279, and while it is a good watch, compared to some of the prices you can get for a Series 4 or a 5, it's not Apple's best value. The Series 7 was announced last fall, and actually doesn't bring much to the table. It has a larger display, it also does have faster charging. But other than that, inside, down to the chip, it's a Series 6. Okay, so there they are. Which one should you get? Now, there are so many different use cases and budgets for a device like this, and there's not one clear winner. So I'll be breaking this down into 3 categories: best budget Apple Watch, best value Apple Watch, and best featured Apple Watch. Best budget watch goes to the Apple Watch Series 3, While it might run a bit slower and not have the latest hardware features, it is a great up-to-date watch for those on a budget or for first-time watch users who aren't quite sure if that watch life is really for them. You can get it for a good price, wear it for a while, decide if you're into it, and if you want to upgrade to something newer, just trade it in. Now, best value watch goes to the Apple Watch Series 5. The flagship from 3 years ago means the perfect balance of price to performance. This is my Series 5. I bought it back in 2019 when it came out, and I paid almost $500 for it. Today, it's still holding up. It's fast, it's got a great battery life, and I haven't really thought about replacing it, and you can get it for nearly half of that original price. And the best featured watch goes to the Watch Series 7. If you want that latest and greatest snappy watch with the big screen and all the features, go for the 7. So hey, if you've been watching this video and you're thinking, hey, you know, maybe I get a Series 3, a Series 4, a Series 5, we got them at BAM. Come on down, baby. Our address is in the description, or you can take a peek at our whole catalog on our website, bamliquidation.com. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed or if this helped you out, please consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and check out last week's video on should you upgrade to an SSD.